Hi, today's Grojo, we're going to have a look at coleus. Now, I'm calling it coleus because it's got a new name now, which is really rather awkward. But whenever you go to garden centre or anything, you'll always find it labelled as coleus. Now, there's many different leaf forms of coleus. I'm just panning around the polytunnel just to show you one or two that we grow. And you can get other varieties that are slightly nicer looking. These are the big ones, the ones where everybody uses. And then you can get some more specialised ones. These are glorious colours. However, coleus, we grow quite a lot of them. These are all ready for our bedding. Coleus, they have one small problem with them. It's not a big problem, but once they flower, if you allow them to flower, they set seed and die, which will cut your season short a bit. So when you look at a coleus, you see my hand coming in there, this is the flower spike. You can see it there. This, pinch out. You can pinch it out with your fingernails and leave it like that. The flowers aren't much to look at anyway, just light bluey colour. And we can pick out one or two others. You have to go over all your coleus very regularly. And sometimes a little flower will escape you, like there's one. See? I'll take that out. Don't want it. Tiny blue things. Now they'll produce some right at the end of the axils, and they do it especially when the plants are stressed. Now these plants have been waiting to be planted out into some tubs. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to get done now, and because the tubs didn't arrive, so we may have to dispose of them. But because they've been stuck in these small pots this big, been fed for too long, the coleus now are beginning to be a bit stressed. And when most plants stress, they tend to flower. They flower not so well, but they tend to flower to set seed for the following generation, just as a rush to make sure that they can. And this works as a good survival strategy. However, it means that these are far more likely to produce flower buds than the ones growing in an open bed in the garden, which will be growing quite slowly, happily, with plenty of water, with plenty of food and a good free root run. But you will still get it happening sort of towards mid-July, towards August, and then you have to be on the ball really to keep them going till September by taking out all of these little buds. If you let them flower, they put all their energy into producing seed, they stop growing leaves, and they just produce this, well, this scraggy looking flower head, and then that's it. So keep pinching the buds out. If you see at Chelsea flower shows, sometimes they'll have excellent coleus that are up to 2 meters high. That's exceptional, but it is possible. So if you're growing one in the garden and you get it up to 2 meters, oh, well done you. Even the green ones look nice, don't they? Yeah. Anyway, take off the odd buds. You have to go over them every couple of days, otherwise you'll lose the lot. And if you let them seed and collect the seed, you tend to have a muddy lot of coleus grow from the seed from that. They tend to sort of hybridize, and you know, it's almost like the black and white ones will cross and become grey instead of quite such bold colours, and so you end up sort of yellow and brown ones become sort of a sludgy coloured. But occasionally you get something interesting pop up. These, by the way, are cordyline seeds collected from our own cordylines, and they grow really well in a year. So if you can know where there's a cordyline and it's actually coming up and producing good seed, grab a few handfuls. It's well worth growing and make terrific bedding. Right, and that's it for today's Grow Joe. I'll switch off and say goodbye for me.